done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. Open conversation today. The WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line 724-438-4593. Okay, I was wrong. I admit it. I thought all the cold weather was behind us, but apparently it was a short spring. And we got the cold weather. Not that 49 degrees is necessarily cold, but it's not where we want it to be, right? So I was wrong. I'm sorry. But I do know the warm weather is going to be here eventually for a long period of time. So hopefully that starts in another day or so. Hey, What's on Your Mind is brought to you by AR Roofing and Remodeling. Bright Stripes, seal coating and line striping. Madewell Services, full lawn care and cleaning services. K2 Engineering, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, Hicks & Buzz Drugstore, and Gary's Auto Sales. Okay, couple things on my list here. First off, we'll start off by congratulating UCLA and their women's basketball team for winning the women's NCAA basketball championship last night against South Carolina, a score of 79-51. So congratulations to the UCLA Bruins women's basketball team. Men's basketball championship goes off tonight. Tip-off around 9 o'clock. UConn takes on Michigan to finally claim the 25-26 NCAA basketball championship. Also in sports, PGA Masters is this week down in Augusta, Georgia, with practice rounds starting today. So we've got the sports part out of the way, other than the fact that, Pirates, yay, off to a nice start. Doesn't mean it's going to stay, but we can cheer the nice start right now, though, can't we? All righty, so most, if not all of you by now, I am assuming, know of the rescue of the downed U.S. Weapons Systems officer in Iran over the weekend, and all the technology and everything else that went into play for rescuing this downed serviceman, not to mention the serviceman himself in this. Apparently, he was injured in the bailout of his wounded and destroyed jet. But he climbed 7,000 feet up a mountain to avoid capture and to put himself in position to be rescued. So I don't know what the extent of his injuries were. It's my understanding that when ejecting from a jet plane like he and his pilot did, you are going to sustain injuries. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So what he had to put up with before being rescued by, apparently it sounds like SEAL Team 6 members were on the ground, and also Delta forces were on the ground. They were able to actually construct a makeshift airport landing area for some Air Force planes to land when other difficulties arose, the Delta forces were called in to destroy the plane so that the technology would not fall into Iranian hands. So congratulations to the servicemen and our armed forces in the rescue of one lone airman. I think that kind of tells you the difference between the United States and Iran, who over the weekend hung more people, including a couple 19-year-olds. So just wanted to pass that on to you. Artemis 2 is in its 6th day, has reached the moon from my understanding. Excuse me. And later on today will reach its farthest point away from Earth, and that will be 252,760 miles away from Earth. They will have gone, when they reach that point, they will have gone farther than what Apollo 13 did. They will have bested Apollo 13's mark by 4,105 miles. Later on this evening, too, they will, as they go behind the moon, there will be a communications blackout with NASA of about 40 minutes, so there will be no communications. And I imagine that gets a little hairy. You know, the little concern there when you don't have that in communication on that. So, in case you were wondering, apparently there is 189 unique menu options aboard Artemis 2 for the 4 astronauts to choose from, including beef barbecue brisket, mac and cheese, tortillas, nuts, butternut squash, smoothies, coffee. They actually have 5 different hot sauces on Artemis 2, along with cookies and chocolate. So Artemis 2 has also been sending back some photographs. They are expected, once they come out of blackout, to be able to start sending additional photographs. I have seen some of them, and they are outstanding. If you look on the internet, you'll be able to find them as well. So I forget the sequence here. It was either very first part of this year or last year. Donald Trump, President Trump, canceled federal funding for the high-speed rail project in California that's slated to go from L.A. to San Francisco and back, I would imagine. When the state put this project on the ballot back in 2008, it was estimated to cost $33 billion to construct this high-speed rail. That included the engines, you know, the rail cars, the whole bit, $33 billion. Well, here we are, closing in on, 18 years since then? You know, closing in on 20 years. They have yet to lay down a single rail. Not one. And estimates are now $126 billion to complete that project. No wonder the president withdrew the federal funding for this, failed project. We'll just put it that way, shall we? Savannah Guthrie returned to the Today Show this morning. Her mother still missing, no idea what happened to her after 60-plus days. So, but she's back to work. So again, I wonder if we will ever find out what happened to Nancy Guthrie on that. According to an organization called Clean View, and I meant to look them up and I ran out of time, so I don't know who Clean View is. But they say the United States has 680 data centers planned for construction across the country. Excuse me. Clearview says that the electricity needs of those 680 data centers will be the equivalent of 186 large nuclear reactors. So my question to you on this, is it time to take a look again and bring back and construct nuclear reactors around the country? Keep in mind that 3 Mile Island has started operations again. Not the reactor that, you know, almost blew up back. When was that? How long ago? I forget how long ago that was. But it is up and running again. There are a few reactors, I understand, under construction. One of the newest technologies, though, is mini nuclear reactors. And they're transportable and can be put up, apparently, in places that, I don't know, in emergencies. So, is it time to look at nuclear power again in this country? When it comes to the data centers, the president said he wants these data centers to build their own source of energy. So in other words, build their own power plant. So what do you think of all of this? 724-438-4593. Both lines are open. We can chat about pretty much anything today. Looking forward to chatting with you. One other thing. Now, I'm going to bring up, this is about the hostilities, the war in Iran. President Trump has given Iran a 48-hour deadline to open up the Strait of Hormuz. And that 48-hour deadline expires sometime today, I do believe. He has threatened Iran that if they don't open, well, he's going to start bombing their highways and their power grid. One senator, and I can't think of his name right now, has suggested that that is doing so is a war crime. I don't know whether that's a war crime or not. If you're having hostilities, the purpose of hostilities is to destroy your enemy. And I don't mean the people of Iran. I don't mean that. I mean your military opposition. So if that is your goal, is it okay then to knock out the power grid, preventing your opposition from operating and the use of electricity and other power sources to complete their operations? So I don't know that that fully falls into the realm of war crimes. Maybe roadways? I don't know. Again, if you're wanting to prevent your enemy from moving assets around, from deploying, again, I don't know. So what are your thoughts on all of that? I'm interested in hearing from you today. 724-438-4593. 9-3. Both lines are open. I got to take my first break, and we'll do some chatting right after this.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 20% and get financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412
655-8411.
PA 1565.
Experiencing symptoms of COPD? Frontier Clinical Research in Scottsdale has been selected to conduct a clinical research study, and participants are needed. All study-related care will be provided at no cost, and no health insurance is required. Compensation up to $2,200 for qualified participants for time and travel. To learn more, call Frontier Clinical Research in Scottsdale at 724-220-5281. That's Frontier Clinical Research in Scottsdale at 724-220-5281.
Hey, you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Well, look no more. Because with over 200 vehicles, Gary's Auto Sales is the largest used car dealer in the area. Whether you want a car, a truck, or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at garysautosales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has two convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borge Jr.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest, now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ, your host. It is open conversation today. Both lines are open, so give me a buzz. 724-438-4593. Hey, hope you had a great Easter. It was one of those chilly days, though. But I hope you had a great Easter. So, I know I did. And you know what? Hey, Easter's a great time to celebrate anyway. But when you do it with family, when family's involved, it makes it so much better. It kicks it up a notch, don't you think? So, yeah. So happy belated Easter. I hope it was a great one. And now, we got to wait till the next holiday, right? What is the next holiday? I don't know. Do we have to wait? I'm trying to think here. Is our next holiday not until, Memorial Day? I'm not sure. So, anyway, there you go. What else do you want to chat about here? Well, I'll fill you in a little bit of today's schedule. So we've got Pirate Baseball as they host the San Diego Padres tonight. 6:15 is pregame. 6:40 is your first pitch. And then we have the NCAA National Men's Basketball Championship game. That starts at 9, but we've got the Pirate game, so we'll join that game in progress as soon as the Pirate game is over. We'll bring you Pirate Baseball again tomorrow as well. So that too is 6:15 pregame and 6:40 first pitch. So there you go. That's the sports here on WMBS for the next few days. So a judge has blocked the Trump administration from building the new ballroom. He's put an injunction on that. It says that the president didn't have the authority to order it because, it's Congress that controls the purse strings. So, well, here's a couple thoughts. One, this is coming in from private donations, so, Congress, in my view, doesn't need to authorize it. Second, the congressional, I don't know the exact name, but basically the Congressional Historic Oversight Committee voted 9-1 to allow the ballroom to move forward. And second, what are you going to do then? Because, the East Room has already been torn down. You're in the middle of construction, and according to the president, anyway, it's underground excavation that's taking place right now for, secret and sensitive stuff that needs to be completed and covered up so as to be protected. So, again, you stop construction, what are you going to do? You just going to leave it there? You can't rebuild the East Wing at this point, the East Wing ballroom. So how do you handle that? 724-438-4593. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Hello, Russ.
Yes, sir, Mark.
Yeah, let me just say I apologize to John for calling up a second time, but Diane asked about the reason about the.
Oh, that wasn't John. That was Bill.
Oh, that was Bill.
Yeah.
Okay. I really apologize to Bill. Yeah. Nobody wanted to verify that. I'm just really kind of surprised. I was waiting for somebody to say something.
Yeah. And I was okay with that because it was a very quick little thing, and you were there to help clarify a question.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to go to I never miss the vigil mass. It will last 2 whole hours though.
Yeah.
It will last. So it's the high point of the it's the holiest day in Christendom.
Yeah.
Yes, you will spend 2 whole hours.
You will.
I guarantee you.
You will.
Right. Yeah. Okay. 3 Mile Island.
And I know that because my church did that a number of years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. They they light a fire. The congregation goes outside. There's a number of readings.
Yes.
And usually they call the catechism when people are studying. They baptize them into the church.
Okay.
So that's why it lasts.
Well, we didn't do that one, but but our bishop was in for the service, so that added to it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, 3 Mile Island. That fact is, we just had the celebration of the anniversary. I think a week or two ago, or if I recall, it happened in 1979.
Okay.
Fact is, I was a coal miner back then. There was an energy crisis going on, and heck, we were the good guys back then, Russ. Because there was the energy crisis. You didn't hear anything about global warming. It was get all the coal on the ground you could.
Because nuclear was this evil entity that was going to kill us all.
Yeah.
China syndrome, that whole bit.
Yeah, and there was the anti-nukes were out back then, and when that happened, boy, they just had a field day with it. That's for sure. But these mini nuclear reactors, boy, this sounds like this is going to tick them off. Because they don't want nuclear reactors at all. No. Global solar and wind power and conservation.
There you go.
And birth control.
Yeah, and elimination of cows.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
don't forget that part.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're going to eat,
Well,
beans
veggie
and-
burgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll eat bean burgers and whatever, and
Mhm.
we'll reduce the population to well, we don't need more than 500 million people on the planet, Rush.
Okay.
To keep the gene pool
Is
going.
that it? Okay.
Yeah,
All
that's their whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, I can just imagine, with they're going to start these mini nuclear reactors. Boy, they'll be on that. They'll be on that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and for what I understand, they could basically be airlifted into areas that,
Uh-huh.
in emergencies, that type of thing,
Yeah,
and get set up and working.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Oh, you were talking about some of the aircraft carriers. I guess the Ford's having trouble right now.
Well, no, I don't believe the Ford had a fire on board
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago in their
Yeah.
laundry room, and they were in dock recently, but should be back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Russ, do you recall the first nuclear power carrier in the world was the U.S. Enterprise, launched back in 1960?
Mm-hmm.
They were supposed to build 6 of them. That's why you only saw like one of the what they call them we call it the Enterprise class of carriers. They only built one. The reason why is I guess they had all kind of problems with it.
Okay.
Cost overruns, and it's just very expensive. But it was new technology, Russ. They never tried to build something like this
Mhm.
before. But it just was so prohibitively expensive. They just built ones. We'll just keep this one. And I believe they went to the Kitty Hawk class.
Well, I think Kitty Hawk was World War II. I think.
No, I think
the,
there was
the
like
Nimitz. The Nimitz class was next.
No, Nimitz class, 'cause that was a nuclear powered
Yeah.
Russ. But there was there were like the John F. Kennedy. They were oil, if you recall. They built a couple of aircraft carriers. After.
No, JFK was nuclear. JFK just got decommissioned not too long ago.
I think I checked that, Russ. I don't
and-
think that was nuclear.
And I'll check it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, as we're talking.
All right. We'll see who gets Jeopardy right.
Okay. Let's see here. How do we want to go about doing this? Name. Well, we're getting there. I just type real slow.
Okay. Now, if you had Cirrus, you just ask the question. You just speak into the
Well,
phone.
that's true.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. We're getting
Well,
there.
Okay.
And it helps if my fingers land on the right, words as well. All right, let's see here. Well, that's not going to work.
Is there a next caller up, Russ?
We have. You know what? You might be right here. I've got the Nimitz, the Eisenhower, Carl Vinson, Theodore Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, John Stennis, Harry Truman, Ronald Reagan, George Bush. Now, the John F. Kennedy is under construction.
Right. It's going to be nuclear powered, but
Yeah,
the one that
right.
they decommissioned, I believe that was.
Oh, okay. That's active. That was active list. That was active list that I was just reading from. All right.
Well, it's not that important. I can just
Yeah.
hang up.
I know. There, let me see here. Okay, the JFK CV-67 was commissioned in '68. Yeah, it was conventionally powered.
Okay.
You're right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
No, my mistake. I thought that was nuclear.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get to come back and play tomorrow.
You do. You get to come back, and you'll face a new challenger.
Yeah. Okay, Rez. That's all I got for you today.
All right, Mark. Hey,
Bye-bye.
Thanks for your call. Bye-bye. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Russ, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Good. Hope
Good,
you had a
Jim.
good Easter.
Good. Had a wonderful one. You?
Good.
Good.
Very good.
Good.
The reason I was calling was you have, election day is coming quick, the primaries.
Yeah.
This is coming up in May. And you know how you always have those people that are lagging. So they bring out the special guests. You know, they would bring out former President Obama or former President Clinton, you know, to go on the campaign trail to scurry up votes, you know, to rally the troops. Well, last week I seemed like I came across a rally here, Russ. Bear with me. And, you know, it's with that MAGA hillbilly clique in Fayette County, and they sent out Denny McCarty, and that didn't do well. So I saw online that there was a video of another Pat Stefano rally. And they took a video. This person, you know, I love when they go to these things and they got a video, because the reason they're videoing is they're there with a purpose. And who it was Melanie Llewellyn. She goes and she videos this back and forth between, well, I don't even think it was a back and forth. I don't think she even allowed anybody to answer any questions. She was on there talking about the power lines that were coming through and a gas line that was there. And to me, Russ, you know, she's there already saying that she's a friend of Harry Cochran's. So, but what she goes on to say is talking about this power line. And Russ, to me, when you're bringing a power line in, from my understanding, this is going to Virginia, but there's already talk of in between this power line, they're coming a spur off. You know, how you can connect to this line, maybe 10 miles of more power line, and go into a gas-fired power plant, which they're talking about building on this line. So this is something that's going to be good, Russ. Wouldn't you agree that this is a possibility to put more power plants and more energy in our grid?
Yeah.
Is that I mean, even if we do a nuclear one up here in Western PA, which was talked about, you're talking about putting a power line, transferring power, and later on down the line, adding more power plants to this line, okay? And even if this line just goes now to Virginia, it's still taking power to Virginia that Virginia has to get it somewhere. So now that is less traffic on our lines. I'm sorry, not on our lines, but less strain on our energy grid. Is that fair to say? Yeah. We're all after more power here. Yeah. So to complain about this, to me, makes no sense. And then complain like the one guy that is doing all of this and is the problem about it is Senator Pat Stefano. And then she goes on to complain about Senator Stefano about a gas line project that was in the borough of Dunbar that was done. And I don't know who was with her in the video, but she keeps asking a person in the video. This was a planned thing that they did, and she keeps asking this person in the video questions. Now, I'm guessing this is the lady that had property taken, which couldn't have been that much, maybe 20 feet of property that was taken down there for a gas line put in. And instead of talking about the township supervisors, instead of talking about, you know, maybe I think it was a name by the name of D. Frank that was the head of all this project, or an attorney or whatever, you know, I mean, there's a lot of ways that people stop this fracking water going in down here in Smithfield, PA, or Point Marion, if you remember that. They were going to meetings and stopped it. They had attorneys. They had, you know, representatives and different people from the area, and they stopped it. Well, here, again, it seems to me like one person is taking the brunt of this, Pat Stefano. I didn't know that he put in gas lines, but if, you know...
Neither did I know. Last I knew, he had a printing business.
That's what I thought. But if he puts in gas lines. But the amazing thing to me is this is the same old thing over and over and over. They keep changing people around, whether it's Donnie McCarty up in, you know, Myersdale, but now it's Melanie Llewellyn videotaping at a Pat Stefano rally. These people are, you can just see through them like a pane of glass. But the thing that I wanted to know, that I really wanted to ask her, is, you know, is she condoning? I still want to know, did she condone what Donnie McCarty or Danny McCarty did with the? I think he had an assault charge, a trespass charge, threatening a veteran, threatening a state cop. Does she condone that? Does she condone T.J. co-sign and all the lies that he is told? Does she condone the hillbilly and all the lies he is told? I'd love to know if she made him a minister. I never found out if she revoked that title or if he still is a minister. And then yesterday, what Trump had said 5 o'clock yesterday morning about Iran and how he was saying that open the blank straight, you bunch of blanks, and he went on to talk about and insult the Muslim religion, saying praise to Allah. You know, I want to know if she condones that, because she compares Cochran at this rally. She says, "Oh, Cochran is just like Donald Trump." She cannot never distance herself from Donald Trump. I had a friend of mine tell me that these people are TIG, and what that means is Trump is their god. But this is very interesting to me, because they constantly look at Pat Stefano, but there's a lot of things that I'd love to know if they condone. A lot of stuff that they are tied up with, and love to know if they condone that. But these power lines are something that is beneficial to us. It's a supply and demand, isn't it, Russ? We get more electric. Guess what?
Price goes down.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right.
Thanks, Russ.
Hey, James,
you have a great
run.
day, brother.
You do the same. Bye-bye. Hey, got to take a quick little break. When we come back, both lines are open, 724-438-4593. We'll close out hour one of What's on Your Mind together after this.
So what's the difference between the sheds I see in the parking lot of the big box stores and a professionally built and installed JDM Structures shed from Ultimate Structures? Good question. First, the manufacturer, JDM Structures, is one of the premier shed builders in business for 34 years. They use composite materials for the exterior with baked-on paint. This ensures you'll have an extended lifespan for your shed. And listen to this, 75% of Ultimate Structures orders are personally designed to satisfy the customer's needs. That's right, and the turnaround time for a custom-designed shed is no longer than just buying a stock shed. Compare the roof designs, the superior piano door hinges, the quality of the wall panels, and personal customer service. You'll see. Come to the Mega Lot on Route 51 South, just outside Perryopolis. You need a shed? We can help. We design what you desire. Ultimate Structures.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor, available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
We have your gifts to celebrate love, birthdays, anniversaries, special occasions, or all the above. Things that go bling, earring pendants and rings, all types of handbags, crossbodies, concealed carry, and slings, Western Southwest, boots, hats, and more, silver Zapata jewelry, fun fashion turquoise. It's a staple in our store. Strap, 34 South Street in downtown Uniontown, located in the rear of the State Farm Building, 724-557-6184. We value your shopping experience here with us at Strap, so come on in, sit a spell, enjoy a refreshment, and a bag of peanuts. Strap, 724-557-6184. We're open Tuesday to Friday, 11 to 5, and Saturdays, 10 to 3. Convenient street parking right in front of our shop. You're sure to adore us, and you'll love our prices. Shop small, shop Strap.
Are delinquent credit cards, medical bills, and personal loans stressing you out? Are you unable to catch up? Are the debt collection calls just too much? If yes, then call Zebley Law at 724-439-9200. Zebley Law provides free in-person consultations. Then, using our decades of experience, we recommend a plan for relief. Before hiring a debt relief company or an out-of-town bankruptcy firm, call the local law firm serving Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties since 2001. Call Zebley Law at 724-439-9200.
Ready to update your home? Find what you need at Zen's Construction Warehouse. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff will be happy to help you the old-fashioned way. Zen's is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 2, 485 Walnut Hill Road in Continental. Zen's Construction Warehouse, 724-366-8274, or visit Zen's Construction Warehouse's Facebook page.
Sam's Construction Warehouse, our surplus, your savings.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is Open Conversation, 724-438-4593. That is the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line. Both lines are open. And we've got about, 3.5 minutes here until we got to head off for the CBS News break. So plenty of time for you to give me a buzz. So that's one thing we haven't chatted about too much, though, what James brought up. Not necessarily, the political stuff, but I'm talking about the power line that's being talked about that will, travel through Greene County, through Fayette County on its way to New Jersey and Maryland. What are your thoughts on all of this? The power that's going to be generated, going to be used here. It's also going to be sent to Maryland and New Jersey. We are told that power grid is stressed, that a lot of areas in this country can expect brownouts, if not full blackouts, in the near future, especially as more and more data centers are constructed and the amount of energy that they're going to need to operate efficiently. So what are your thoughts on this? Now, and I might be wrong here, but I understand that these new power lines, they're going to go where existing power lines are. So we're just adding to it. Maybe additional properties need to be acquired. I'm not sure about that, but it's very possible. But nonetheless, it's going through where power lines already are. So is it that big of a deal? It's not going to, it's not going through my property. It's not going to go over my house. So I really don't have, other than I use electricity. I don't have a dog in this fight. So what's your opinion on all of this? So I do want to hear from you, 724-438-4593. And, if this power plant that was announced a couple weeks ago, I don't think it's going to come here anyway. I've got my thoughts as to where it is going to go. But if it by chance were to come here, I think that would be great. Absolutely. I mean, we have for years politicians and the public have talked about, raising up Fayette County, bringing good jobs to the area. Well, if a power plant comes here, wouldn't that be good? Wouldn't that be a good job to have? Or again, is this going to be not in my backyard type of thing? So we're running out of time this hour, so maybe next hour we can get into it. What do you say about that? Meanwhile, well, hey, we are at that point. So CBS News, they're gearing up. They're putting the final touches to their to the information they want to share with you. So they're going to be coming on with news from around the world, around the country. And then TJ, he'll be in here with the local news, sports, and weather when that's all said and done. I'll sit back down in this chair and we'll start hour 2 of What's on Your Mind with more open conversation. 724-438-4593. This is WMBS Uniontown. It's 2 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Michael Toscano. President Trump is at the Pentagon talking about the successful search and rescue mission for the missing U.S. airmen.
I ordered the U.S. Armed Forces to do whatever was necessary to bring our brave warriors back home. A risky decision, because we could have ended up with 100 dead as opposed to 1 or 2. It's a hard decision to make.
Iran state media says Tehran has rejected the latest ceasefire proposal and instead wants a permanent end to the war. At his Pentagon briefing, President Trump repeated his threat to Iran. Open up the Strait of Hormuz or the entire country could be, quote, taken out.
We're doing unbelievably well, well at a level that nobody's ever seen before. The entire country could be taken out in one night, and that night might be tomorrow night.
CBS News has confirmed that Iranian General Soleimani's niece, Hamida Soleimani Afshar, is now being held in ICE detention at a South Texas detention facility. The Supreme Court has given a longtime ally of President Trump a legal win.
The justices have just thrown out a lower court's ruling that upheld Steve Bannon's conviction for defying a subpoena from the House committee investigating the January 6th riots at the Capitol building. That frees a trial judge to act on the Trump administration's bid to dismiss Bannon's conviction and indictment, quote, in the interests of justice. It would be a largely symbolic victory. Bannon served a 4-month prison term after his 2022 conviction for contempt of Congress. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
The Artemis 2 astronauts are expected to begin their flyby around the far side of the moon within the hour, seeing and photographing things no people have seen before. Joe Rao is an associate astronomer at New York's Hayden Planetarium. He explains.
We launched right on the day of full moon, and what that means is that the landscape is going to be illuminated on the far side differently than what it was like during the Apollo program. So now they're going to be able to see mountains, valleys, craters in full bright sunlight.
The NCAA women's basketball title is going west this year. UCLA dominated Sunday's championship game, beating South Carolina by 28 points. Bruins head coach Corey Close spoke with CBS Mornings.
We learned some hard lessons last year, and when we got to the Final Four, and we weren't ready, and I think it just inspired what will it take to, from the inside out, be ready a second time around.
It's UCLA's first national title since 1978, which was before the NCAA era. On Wall Street, mild gains across the boards as investors await any possible Iran and U.S. ceasefire. This is CBS News.
Every Sunday, moderator Margaret Brennan goes face-to-face with top leaders to make you better informed. Face the Nation, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or,
Hi, come on in. How are you?
for personal, professional health care you can trust, see Dr. Paul Hartley and nurse practitioners Tara Bozak, Jessica Reckhart, and Stacy Morris, proudly serving our community for over 30 years. Need care today? Walk-ins are always welcome. For your primary care, call Dr. Paul Hartley at 724-437-1109 or visit ppcp.org. Or
serving number 3,944.
In a world of big corporations and interpersonal experiences, there's something truly special about family-owned businesses. For over 70 years, the Mike Kelly Automotive family has been serving the community with integrity, honesty, and a commitment to putting families first. And we're not stopping anytime soon. Our commitment to excellent sales and service remains stronger than ever. Visit us today and experience the Mike Kelly Automotive difference. Because when you buy from us, you buy from family.
Well, no matter how you slice it, a good deed has paid off for a pizza deliverer in Idaho. Deborah Rodriguez explains.
A Domino's delivery driver had no idea he was about to hit pay dirt when he made a pit stop for a customer in Boise.
We had a Diet Coke. Okay. I stopped at the store. So. Oh, you did not have to do that. That's okay. Did you really?
Brian Wilson was touched by Dan Simpson's gesture.
Do you have a way I can add more to your tip? Because you deserve more than that. I don't have any cash on you. Oh, don't worry about it. $6.60, that's a good tip.
The 68-year-old did request Wilson put in a good word with the boss.
I want to tell him that, Dan. He's a great driver. I'm going to, Dan. I appreciate you very much. 14 years I've worked it.
Wilson did Dan one better and started a GoFundMe. It's raised about $70,000 so far. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Mr. Simpson says he'll stay working at Domino's, but may take some time off for a vacation in. Michael Toscano, CBS News.
Now the local, district, and statewide news. Being brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer. Keeping you warm and cozy in winter and cool and comfortable in summer with a quality Bryant gas furnace or air conditioning system. And now the news.
And good afternoon. It is 2:05, and we have cloudy skies and 50 outside of our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. Injured, call today for your free consultations, 724-437-2799. Your local station, 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS. I'm TJ DeStefano. We'll check sports and weather after the news. Governor Josh Shapiro and Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources Secretary Cindy Adams-Dunn celebrated the grand opening of Laurel Cavern State Park with local leaders in Fayette County today. Spanning 435 acres and centered around the largest and deepest cave in the state, the park is the Pennsylvania's 125th state park and the first subterranean state park in Commonwealth history. Since taking office, Governor Shapiro has strengthened Pennsylvania's outdoor recreation economy, creating 12,000 jobs and boosting wages in outdoor workforce by nearly 25%. A man died in a wrong-way crash in Washington County on Saturday night. Coroner Tim Warko said the crash happened at 6:10 p.m. in Donegal Township when a sedan was seen going the wrong way in the westbound lane of Route 40 at speeds above 80 miles an hour. The sedan then collided head-on with an SUV heading west near the intersection with Lake Road. Both people in the SUV were flown to Pittsburgh hospitals. The driver of the sedan, 41-year-old Daniel Pascalucci, was pronounced dead at 9:15 p.m. The coroner's office said that Pascalucci was wearing a seatbelt when the crash happened, and state police are investigating. As the United States enters its 6th week in the war with Iran, gas prices are surging across Pennsylvania and the U.S. According to AAA, gas prices are currently at $4.15 a gallon in the state. The national average is now at $4.11 a gallon. The stage is set for the men's NCAA basketball national championship tonight. Mark Mayfield has more.
Number 1 Michigan squares off against second-seeded UConn from Indianapolis tonight. The Wolverines blew out Arizona in the Final Four to advance and are playing for their second-ever title after winning the March Madness tourney in 1989. The Huskies took down Illinois and will try to capture their 7th NCAA tournament trophy, which includes a chance at a 3rd win since going back-to-back in 2023 and 24. I'm Mark Mayfield.
And we'll have that game on WMBS following the Pirates tonight. WMBS time is 2:08. Sports and weather are next.
439-2323. For 24-hour emergency service, call us when you need. We're Fayette's Heating and Air Conditioning, your service company.
When it's sweltering outside, you'll be cool inside with central air conditioning from Bryant, the people that know cool. And it's easy to have a central air conditioning system installed in your home. Simply call on your Bryant dealer, Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, located near the Laurel Mall on Route 119, north of Uniontown. The phone number is 439-2323. Let Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning rescue you from the sticky, humid summer weather. Remember that number for Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer, 439-2323.
Call Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, 439-2323, 439-2323, 439-2323.
And in sports, Pirates, winners of 5 in a row, 5 in a row and a record of 6-3. They host the San Diego Padres tonight at PNC Park. Bubba Chandler will be on the mound for the Bucks. And we'll have the game on WMBS. Pregame is at 6:15. First pitch is at 6:40. And as I just mentioned, we have the NCAA Men's National Championship tonight. UConn and Michigan will have it following the Pirates on WMBS. Penguins, they're off until Thursday. They'll visit the New Jersey Devils. We'll have that game on WMBS starting with the pregame at 6. Face-off will be at 7 on Thursday night.
The local, district, and statewide news has been brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer. Route 119 north of Uniontown, located near Laurel Mall. Phone 439-2323.
The Weather Watch is being brought to you by State Farm agent Nathan Ferguson. Call Nate at 724-438-7611 for life, home, car insurance, and more. Get a free quote now.
Going to be mostly cloudy for the rest of the afternoon. We can't rule out a few showers. 55. Partly cloudy, 34 tonight. Partly cloudy tomorrow, 46. Right now it is mostly cloudy and 50 outside of our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. 2:11 is our time on this Monday afternoon. I'm TJ DeStefano. Coming up next, it's hour 2 of What's on Your Mind with Russ Rhodes on WMBS.
The Weather Watch has been brought to you by State Farm agent Nathan Ferguson. Nate is there for you. Call 724-438-7611 for life, home, car insurance, and more.
Bright Stripe, Bay County's premier asphalt seal coating professionals, locally owned by Matt and Lexi George. Bright Stripe specializes in residential and commercial asphalt seal coating, also excelling in line striping and layouts, thermoplastic, and infrared asphalt repair. Bright Stripe has succeeded due to their commitment to quality work for 30 years. Bright Stripe, 724-437-6090, or visit bright-stripe.com. BRITE-stripe.com.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
The heat is on at Live Casino. Think you can take it? Then catch the $18,888 Baccarat Fire Drawings. Play Baccarat daily to earn entries. Every Monday in April, we'll draw 18 winners to score a share of $18,888 in prizes. But that's not all. Every winner will be entered into our exclusive Lucky Fire cash drawing on Monday, April 27th. Take a seat. Feel the heat at Live Casino, Route 30 at Westmoreland Mall. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Well, look no more, because with over 200 vehicles, Gary's Auto Sales is the largest used car dealer in the area. Whether you want a car, a truck, or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at garysautosales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
That sneeze was in a different zip code, and I still felt the germs.
Relax, Randy. I went to Montgomery Medical. I'm fully shielded.
Like a flu shot?
Flu, COVID, the works. If you haven't caught up on your shots yet, they'll get you sorted in minutes. It's basically a suit of armor, but with less clanking. Then do the double shot. After Montgomery Medical, head over to Renew You Medispa. I got their immunity IV drip.
A Medispa?
You relax, you hydrate, and you give your immune system a VIP upgrade.
Montgomery Medical, a family tradition of family medicine.
Take the back bus.
Caring for an aging parent or a loved one with medical needs? Fact, Fayette Area Coordinated Transportation can help. Seniors 65 and older ride free on our fixed routes. People with disabilities get discounted shared rides. And if your loved one has medical assistance, their trips to doctors or treatment are covered under the shared ride program. Give them safe, reliable independence and yourself peace of mind. Call 724-628-RIDE or visit factbus.com. Fact, your community, your connection.
Having Hicks & Baugh's Drugstore in Uniontown means reliable, quality, and friendly service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller are ready to answer your health questions and handle all your prescriptions. They offer free delivery, mail-out service, and accept all utility payments, all part of their good neighbor way of doing business. Visit Hicks & Baugh's at 304 104 Morgantown Street in Uniontown, or call 724-437-2828. Open Monday to Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday until 3.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is going to be what's open conversation. We're going to continue with that this hour. So give me a buzz on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. Both lines, by the way, are currently open, so not going to have to wait too long. What's on your mind this hour brought to you by Gary's Auto Sales, Hicks & Baugh's Drugstore, Coldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty, K2 Engineering, Madewell Services, full lawn care and cleaning services, Bright Stripe Seal Coating and Line Striping, and AR Roofing and Remodeling. All righty, so, excuse me. We've got the downed airman rescue we can chat about. Apparently there was some misinformation that was used to keep the Iranians away from the downed airman, although they had put out a bounty on his head. SEAL Team 6 was involved. Delta forces were also involved in the rescue. We were able to build a temporary, very quick airport. So things got a little dicey. Delta forces actually blew up one of our airplanes to keep it from falling in enemy hands. But more importantly, not only did they get the downed airmen, but there was not a single loss of life in the rescue operation. Artemis 2, if it's not at the moon yet, it will be very shortly on its way to, the dark side of the moon. They're going to fly past the moon an additional 4,000 and they will eclipse the longest human has gone in outer space by 4,105 miles. Apollo 13 had the record from their failed mission that actually, successful, because we brought the 3 men back. I digress. But yes, the Artemis will be traveling 252,760 miles before it turns around and comes back to Earth with a scheduled splashdown April 10th in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of San Diego. They will experience about a 40-minute blackout. There will be no communications with NASA. I got to think that's going to be a little hairy when you can't do that. Anyway, they've got a varied menu on board that the 4 astronauts can choose from. Beef brisket, there's mac and cheese, butternut squash. They've got smoothies and coffee, hot sauces, 5 of them actually, that they can put on their mac and cheese or their barbecue brisket. They got tortillas and chocolate and who knows what else, but a very eclectic menu. Let's see here. California is now estimating that the high-speed rail that is, theoretically anyway, is going to go from L.A. to San Francisco and back. It's estimated it's now going to cost $126 billion when it's all said and done. When this was proposed and okayed by voters back in 2008, the estimated cost was $33 billion, and not a single rail has been laid on this project. Okay. an organization called Cleanview. As I said in the first hour, I haven't had time to find out who this organization is. Anyway, they estimate that the U.S. has 680 data centers planned for construction in this country, and all the electricity that those 680 data plants will need, well, can be supplied by 186 large nuclear reactors. So my question to you in the first hour, and it still pertains this hour, is the United States, and not just the government, but its citizens, starting to rethink the use of nuclear power for generating our electric needs? So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, technology has improved to the point we have, well, mini nuclear reactors that can actually be airlifted into place, so, and transported from one place to another as needed. So what do you think about all of that? Savannah Guthrie was back in her news chair at the Today Morning Show today. First time she's been on air in this capacity since the disappearance of her mother over 2 months ago. Still no resolution in that. Don't know what happened to her mother, Nancy. And I fear we never will know what happened to Nancy Guthrie. The men's NCAA National Basketball Championship is tonight. UConn takes on Michigan for the best in the NCAA basketball. You can catch it right here on WMBS. We're going to bring that to you. The game already in progress, because before that we're going to bring you the Pirate game. So when the Pirates are done, we'll tune into the basketball game for you. The NCAA women's basketball had their championship yesterday. A big congratulations goes out to the Lady Bruins of UCLA in their 79-51 victory over South Carolina. So congratulations to the UCLA women's basketball team there. PGA Masters is set to begin this weekend. Practice rounds have already started down in Augusta, Georgia. So if you're a golf fan, I guess this is the start of your season, really. So we can chat about that and all the traditions that take place at Augusta. So there you go, 724-438-4593. I've brought up in the past well, taxes being imposed on the super rich. So just an op-ed that I came across earlier. And it's not that one. Where'd it go? I have it here. Bring that up. There we go. About some stuff that's taken place. So, you know, California, I already mentioned this one, has their Billionaire Tax Act. And if it passes, impose a one-time 5% tax on the net worth of anybody worth more than $1 billion. So it does, that's not your income. That's your net worth. So they're taking into account, you know, your home and your stocks and your savings and your IRAs and, you know, your cars and all of that kind, you know, what's your net, and stuff that's not even in the state of California. So maybe your second, third, and fourth, I don't know, you know. They're going to take that and they're going to tax that up to 5%. The state of Washington doesn't have a income tax. However, they just passed a 9.9% tax on incomes over $1 million. So how long do you think those folks are going to stay in the state before they move out? Michigan wants to amend its constitution to impose a 9.25% tax on incomes over $500,000. So for residents that live in Detroit, it'll be almost a 12% income tax rate on those if you take into account Detroit's as well. So, Michigan, why would you stay in Michigan when you could go across the border into Ohio, where their income tax is 2.75%, or Indiana, where it's 2.95%? And so here's the problem, and to the caller, I'll get to you in a second. If these wealthy folks leave, well, they do take their tax money with them. So the tax money that they were getting goes away. The help they were getting from these wealthy residents goes away. The CEO of Starbucks lives in Washington. Guess what? He's already moved. He's moved to Texas. 724-438-4593. That's the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Yes, have I reached the WMBS request line?
Yes, you have, sir.
I'd like to request the Beatles Taxman.
Okay, there you go.
Could you play that? We'll dedicate it to Gavin Newsom.
19 for you, 1 for me.
And that was the British tax system. The Beatles were getting 5% of their money.
Yeah.
5%, and that's why you had so many tax exiles.
By the way, you mentioned Governor Newsom. So Sean Hannity had Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida on his show recently. And Governor DeSantis told the story that he was doing a town hall. And, people, and a lot of people that were in the audience have moved to Florida to escape the high taxes of other states. And he tells the story of this one gentleman who stands up, and his wife is there with him. Say, yeah, we moved here recently, or whatever the time frame was. He says, and we moved here because of, you guys are doing it right. The taxes are low. You've got the services going, and and all of these positive things. And the governor goes to tell Sean Hannity, I've never met this man before. I've heard those compliments before, but didn't know who this man was. And so when the guy finishes up his complimenting, he says, oh, and by the way, we're Governor Newsom's in-laws.
The in-laws have become tax outlaws. Yeah. Well, anyway, the Strait of Hormuz is shut down, and that's kind of a big deal. I guess the world's going to see a little oil crunch. You probably noticed prices are going up at the pump. Let me ask you, what shut down the Straits of Hormuz?
Iran did. With
The
their
Iranian
threatening of mines.
military.
Yeah.
But what really shut it down? What really shut it
Well,
down?
I mean, I guess you could say the owners of the tankers that would be traveling couldn't get insurance.
Get what?
Couldn't get insurance.
That's right.
Yeah.
They couldn't get insurance. And what does that tell us, Russ? What does that tell us?
You tell me, Franklin.
Well, it's dangerous, dangerous, dangerous to the point where you can't get underwriting. And if the insurance underwriters won't take a risk, it's probably too risky, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, when you go home, I want you to take a look at your homeowner's insurance policy. You have insurance on your big, beautiful house, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
last I looked.
And I want you to see if there is not in your policy an exclusion for nuclear accidents. Because I can tell you every homeowner's policy in the country has that exclusion in there. A nuclear power accident, no underwriter in the country will touch that with a barge pole except one. This is how the nuclear industry came to be. The federal government said, oh, we'll accept responsibility.
Okay.
We know how responsible the federal government is, don't we,
Well,
Russ?
yeah.
Yeah, it kind of goes without saying. And how did this happen? Back in the 50s, when they were talking about, nukes for peace, they hired a scientist named Rasmussen who did a study of the background radiation that comes out of the Earth through radon and what have you, and how many people it kills. And he drew a baseline and said, well, nuclear power can be within that baseline. A few years later, Mr. Rasmussen realized he had made an awful mistake and came back to Congress and said, whoa, Nellie, you can't be insuring these power plants, giving off, radiation at this baseline, because I made a terrible mistake. And they used his figures from several years before to prove him wrong and tell him to go away. Okay. Now, I had a friend, Mike Sweeney, who used to live out in, actually a few doors down from 3 Mile Island. He came back to this area because his son was dying of a very rare cancer that was only caused by emissions from that plant. 3 Mile Island did melt down. It was covered up. A lot of people got cancer from it, but these things are very hard to prove, and the nuclear power industry is protected. Proliferation of nuclear power is one of the worst things we can do, because even if you didn't have that, and Mike's dad, by the way, was the guy I knew. He was a neighbor to my parents, lived up on Mayflower Drive, very bright guy, bought a Geiger counter, and used to go out to places like Beaver Valley and go around the plant. They leak like crazy. Okay, people die from this stuff now. Every nuclear power plant in the country is built near a water source. And those water sources are on rivers, and those rivers have fault lines under them. This is just a catastrophe waiting to happen. No one to this day has found a safe way to dispose of what they generate, which is plutonium, the most toxic substance known to man. And we're talking about something that you have a major accident, that area is going to be ruined for thousands of years. Ruined. And it nearly happened in the Ukraine when Chernobyl melted down. A handful of very, very brave men sacrificed their lives to stop the plant from the China syndrome, just burning. And much of Europe would have become uninhabitable had that happened. It happened in Japan on the coast, and the nuclear radiation goes into the sea. It's an uncontrolled meltdown. So as careful as you are with these plants, they're very profoundly dangerous. This is an existential threat.
Well,
and
the half-life of plutonium from used plutonium from nuclear power plants, about 24,000 years is the half-life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recorded history is what, 5,000, 6,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is insanity. Okay, and the waste product cannot be disposed of. It's only good for one thing, and that's making bombs. You know, we store it out in the salt mines out in Utah. This is craziness. I know there are accidents building coal and oil and gas-powered powered plants. I know there were 2 men killed in West Virginia just this week in the coal industry, but coal is much, much safer. It now can be burned cleanly. Same with oil, same with gas. Now, the future is fission power, or fusion power.
Yeah.
And if that were developed, that would be the answer. But I don't know if the nuclear power industry, which is so powerful, would allow it. And sadly, President Trump, his first term was not a big advocate of this. But I believe he's been bought off his second term by the power industry and by the Israeli lobby.
Okay.
And his behavior has changed dramatically. And this is why we're involved in a war with Iran that's not a war of a country that was threatening us. I think the idea that they were going to have a nuclear bomb is the same story we heard about the weapons of mass destruction. You remember those?
Yeah.
Never turned up. Yeah. And he promised us no forever wars. So here we are. The war is over oil, no question. The war is over oil, and we do need to create new power sources that are more responsible. Hydroelectric, I think, is an obvious one.
Well, yeah, but now you get into that, though, but you have the environmentalists that are against the dams. In fact, you've had a couple dams recently out west in Washington and Oregon dismantled because of the environmentalists and opening it back up for, salmon spawning.
Yes, and they need to get their heads on straight because I know, yes, hydroelectric does damage, the environment to a small extent, but it doesn't compare with the problems of nuclear. And we're sold on this idea, clean nuclear. That's BS.
Okay.
There's no such a thing. This is a huge problem just waiting to happen. But yes, there are people who whine and cry about, it creates heat in the rivers and blood destroys the ecosystems. Those things to some extent can be mitigated. No power source, Russ, is perfect. Come on.
Of course not.
Right. I mean, I'm not living in a fool's paradise, and I'm not, a big believer in wind. Geothermal can work in certain areas, like Iceland. But the other dirty little secret about
geothermal, though, takes electricity work. You need to be able to, pump that heat around. So you need the electricity to operate your pumps.
It's inefficient to a good degree. But the dirty little secret about nuclear, aside from the catastrophic potential, is it has to be so subsidized. It is not cheap power. Those plants have to be torn down and rebuilt every 25 years, and then the stuff disposed of, which basically means held in the salt mines. It costs twice as much, and who picks up the tab? The government. This is why Governor Wolf was against it. He said, no, as much as he was an environmentalist, he said, this stuff just costs too much. So it's just not worth the risk. And the idea of proliferating these mini nuclear power plants, good Lord, you're just putting this into the hands of more and more people who are prone to mistakes. There is some argument for thorium as a nuclear power source. It's a little harder to deal with, but it's not nearly as dangerous.
Well,
and
but you had mentioned fusion energy before.
Oh, absolutely,
and
that's the
I
answer.
know we're most likely years and years away from that still, because it's still kind of, I don't know if unstable is the correct term to use on that, but it's just they haven't been able to. They've created fusion energy, but in short little bursts. They haven't been able to continue it.
Well, if our government got behind that, within 5 years, it would be viable. But our government doesn't want it because, let's face it, Congress bought and sold.
All right.
You know, and this is why, you know, for example, you were talking about the maglev train out in California. In the 50s, they had a system of trolley cars that went up and down the Pacific coast. And it was proved in federal court that the oil companies conspired all over the United States to shut down the trolleys, the interurbans, and 20 companies were indicted, everyone from Firestone Tire to Greyhound Bus to your major oil companies. It was a huge, huge restraint of trade case, you know, under the Sherman Antitrust Act. You can go online and see 60 Minutes did an excellent episode on it. They found the attorney, the federal attorney was in his 90s who brought the case. And do you know what the punishment was for those 20 companies that bought and shut down the interurbans?
Minimal fine, I'm sure.
They were fined $1 each.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Hey, Franklin, I got to run. I am very behind schedule here on my commercial breaks. But I thank you for today's conversation.
Bye-bye.
You have a good one. Hey, we'll be right back after these messages.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Sleep well tonight. Try out a new mattress from Route 21 Furniture with a large selection of mattresses, all sizes and comfort levels, with great prices, free local delivery and setup, and financing options. Route 21 Furniture. Open weekdays 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday noon to 4. 724-737-2222 or Route21Furniture.com.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Look and you'll see there's a whole new Ford for you and me.
Derby's Riverside Ford is proud to announce that we have been awarded Ford Motor Company's highest honors for 2025, the One Ford Elite Award and the Ford President's Award. The One Ford Elite Award recognizes the best of the best, the top dealership among all Ford President's Award winners. This honor means Derby's Riverside Ford has earned the #1 spot in customer satisfaction.
Achieving this distinction requires exceeding customer expectations every day and delivering the highest levels of performance. It takes passion, dedication, and hard work from our entire team, both sales and service. The Thurby family and our dedicated employees have earned the Ford President's Award 26 times, and we want to thank all our loyal customers for rating us the highest in the Pittsburgh region for customer satisfaction.
At Thurby's Riverside Ford, we believe every sale is just the beginning. True success comes when a customer becomes part of the Thurby family for life, and that's the standard of excellence we strive for every day. Stop by and experience the Thurby difference for yourself. Visit Thurby's Riverside Ford, located just 1 mile past the casino at Nemacolin.
Looking for a great place to eat in Uniontown? Stop by Casey's Sports Cafe, located at 243 South Mount Vernon Avenue and proudly owned by the Vernon family. Casey's is open Monday and Friday from 7 to 3, Tuesday through Thursday 7 to 7, and Saturday and Sunday 7 to 2. Come check out their new items and delicious entrees. And remember, Casey's can cater your next event. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Casey's is the place to eat. Call 724-550-4126.
Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility, combined with our personalized approach, is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borges.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is Open Conversation, 724-438-4593. That's the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line. Those lines are open. Give me a buzz. No waiting. All right, so Franklin, most recent caller there, obviously doesn't like nuclear energy. He also thinks what's going on with Iran, the war, is strictly about oil. Of course, the administration, the Trump administration, doesn't see it that way. They say it's strictly about keeping Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons. And destroying anything that may remotely help them acquire nuclear weapons. So your thoughts? Do you think it's about oil? Now the president says, we don't need the oil from the Middle East. In fact, he's right. Very, very little. I think I read like only 2% of what ships out of the Middle East comes here. And we don't need it. Maybe some of our allies need it, but we don't. So if it is for oil, who is it for? Is it are we talking about the rest of the world here? Or what? So 724-438-4593.
Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Hey, Skipper here today.
Hey, Skipper, how you doing?
I'm doing real good. Just got back from Morgantown. I go up there like 2-3 days a week.
Okay.
Got gas at $3.63 a gallon. I don't know even what it is here in.
It's like $4.19. It's like $4.19 here in Uniontown.
There a gallon. Then I go to that Kroger thing they got up there. I save probably like $40-50 every time, cheaper than anywhere around here.
Mm-hmm.
Better quality. So I go up there a lot. But anyways, I just heard Frank speak there, just the end. I didn't hear anybody else. They're talking about what do you think the war's over?
No, he thinks it's over oil. Not that the war is over, but the war is over
No.
oil.
What I'm saying is, what are we fighting this war about?
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of both.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's about we've had enough of the Muslim radicals, threatening us and threatening the world and saying death to us. And, they want to decimate Israel and they want to come after us. But also there's probably the oil thing about it. Trump's a smart guy and he's all about money. You know that. I know that. Everybody knows that. He's a businessman and he sees in a bigger picture than most people, try to see what's next and what I can get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt about it. But let me just tell you this about the nuclear aspect of it. And one other thing about what I think is going to happen in the long run. But you know what? Why wouldn't somebody say, hey, we're just like North Korea or China, or somebody say, hey, or Iran, you've had enough. We're going to give you a nuclear bomb. Seriously, I mean, why couldn't they?
Yeah, I know there's that threat, but I think that would open up a whole different can of worms, Skipper, and I just don't see that as a
who are Iran's friends?
Well, at this point, not too many, but
China, right?
Yeah, China, Russia.
They get oil. They get oil from them, right? And I think that's why Trump. The only concern Trump has is that he don't want to tick off China because we're blocking their oil from coming to them. I mean, seriously. So that goes into my next point. So, I mean, this is sort of like a biblical thing, but you know what? I think at the end of this thing, it could be that he's going to have China to come over there and straighten it all up. They'll march across there with their billion army, whatever it is, and come over there and help take control of that area.
I don't know.
We shall see.
Yeah. I'm putting some stuff that Frank said and what you said, about oil, and you know, I don't think it's about necessarily oil for us, because
Right.
you know the president
Right.
said we don't need it, and only 2%
No.
of the Middle East comes here anyway.
I
But
agree.
you know, if we, not that we get rid of Iran, but there's an Iran change, and if Frank brought up, you know, the cost of insurance for the boats
Yeah,
to pass through the Hormuz Strait.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
didn't hear
if that area becomes peaceful and the strait is open and we drastically minimize the threat to shipping through that
Yeah.
area, well, then the cost of insurance goes down, which means the cost of the oil goes down as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if we would be take and refine and drill our own drill, we wouldn't even have this problem of global oil prices,
Well,
because
other than
we could supply
well,
the
you
world.
said it though. Other than his global pricing, so what happens in the Middle East does affect the price of oil around the globe.
Yes.
So
20% or whatever it is.
yeah. So
Which is a lot. I mean, if you would figure out how much 20% is, it's a lot.
Mhm. Sure.
I mean, really, it sounds like a low amount, but I think it's really a lot.
Yeah. It is. It is. All right.
Anyways, I think China's going to get involved in the end of this thing, and they're going to come over and help straighten it up and control all that.
Okay.
Since
Alrighty.
they're friends of Iran, we'll see how that works out.
Okay, Skipper. You have
That's
a
my
good one.
prediction. All right, God bless.
Have a good one. Bye-bye. Hey, we're taking a quick little break. When I come back together, you and I, we're going to close out hour 2 of What's on Your Mind right after this.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 20% and get financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
Zen's Antiques and Home Decor, a part of the Cinder Shack family of vendors, where you can find both antique and new furniture, collectibles, housewares, gift items, including jewelry and candles, and so much more. Follow Zen's Antiques and Home Decor on Facebook for new items and information on upcoming events. Zen's Antiques and Home Decor in Building 2 at 3391 National Pike in Farmington. Zen's Antiques and Home Decor.
Uniontown Liquidation Outlet wants to thank you for borrowing our special pay at 2025. Come shop with us for the lowest prices around. We have toys, home goods, tools, electronics, and much more. We offer layaway, so stop in today and ask us how it works. We are located inside the Uniontown Mall.
The Uniontown Liquidation Outlet. Visit us on Facebook, Uniontown Liquidation Outlet.
Hope to see you soon.
Chesler's Fine Furniture has teamed up with Craftmaster Upholstery to bring you an exciting new program. You get quality, handcrafted workmanship with hundreds of styles and more than 1,000 fabrics to choose from. And it's all made in the USA. During Chesler's custom order sale, you can select from any of the 25 styles in stock for immediate delivery, or custom order the fabric of your choice, all at sale prices. Choose from traditional, contemporary, and casual. The fabric selection varies from light cottons to heavy textured chenilles. Not only does Craftmaster and Emerald Craft offer choices in mid-range pricing, they build upholstery furniture the old-fashioned way, handcrafted. Come see the large display at Chesler's Fine Furniture today and make your selections. You won't be disappointed. And sofas are sale priced starting at $11.99. Delivery, layaway, and credit terms are available. Chesler's Fine Furniture, Route 51 in Uniontown, where customers send their friends.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor, available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
Coming back to the State Theater with an all-new show, Mutt's Gone Nuts, Unleashed, this Saturday, April 11th at 7 p.m. The whole family will enjoy seeing 12 of the world's most talented four-legged performers put on a comedy dog spectacular that will have you howling for more. The all-star lineup features a Guinness World Record holder, America's Got Talent fan favorite, and a host of amazing dogs. Tickets selling fast. Buy online at statetheater.info or call 724-439-1360 for half-price children's tickets.
Welcome back to What's On Your Mind. We've got about 3.5 minutes left in today's show. 2 callers. Let's see if we can sneak them both in. Hello, welcome to the show.
That me, Russ.
That's you.
Okay. This is Jay, and I'll be quick, in fairness to the other caller.
All right, Jay.
This was a joint operation with Israel. Israel led us into this. The interballistic missiles Iran did not have them, so they can chant death to America all they want, but we're spending $1 billion a day. And, with AIPAC and everything that goes on in Congress, we have we have a tail wagging the dog, and I believe Israel led us into this war, and I hate our alliance with Bibi Netanyahu, and that's just how I feel. And I'll leave you with this. I am disgusted by that social media post by Donald Trump yesterday. It was inappropriate, and it's sickening to be the leader of the free world and to be making that type, I don't care if it's June 25th or Easter Sunday, that's just deplorable, the language. And we're talking about with some of these people, humans in Iran that had nothing to do with the government. That's just how I feel. I thought it was deplorable.
Yeah, I have not seen it myself. I've read about it, Jay, and I agree. I do support Donald Trump. I do. But there are times he does some things that I just totally disagree with, and I shake my head, and a lot of his woes are self-inflicted.
Well, thank you for your time.
All right, Jay.
Next caller.
Thanks for your call. Bye-bye. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Hi, Russ. It's Mark from Uniontown.
Yeah,
Crawford.
Connellsville.
Hey, what's the cheapest gas that you could ever remember when you were young? The price per gallon.
Under $1.
Well, I can remember my dad buying it on Route 51 for 27 cents. And then there was a place near Homestead, PA, and I remember we went camping one time, and we got kerosene for 14 cents a gallon. Of course, it was a little bit impure. It was kind of yellowish looking, but think about that, like back then, heating your house with heating oil, like 14 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
Like amazing, but that's basically all I was talking. I was thinking about that Laurel Caverns thing they were talking about on the news. Been a while since you ever been up there?
I have not. I've got a thing about going underground.
Yeah, we did that like back in like before we graduated from or right after high school, and it was nice. We had to make sure we had good battery, and our batteries lasted, and we walked through the entire thing, and pretty spooky when you're trying to figure out how to get out there. You keep asking other people, where's the way out? You know, it's like, but anyway, that's about all I had to say.
All righty. So, all right, Mark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for
Have
your
a good
Appreciate
rest
it.
of the week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I do remember it under $1. I just, for some reason, like 35 cents a gallon comes to mind when I was back in high school. That would have been before the first Arab embargo that took place. So, yeah, it's about right, I think. So, yeah, things have changed a little bit, but yeah, I guess that's I don't know if that's progress or if that's just, you know, it is what it is. So, hey, we're out of time for today's show. We'll do this again tomorrow. Thank you, everybody that did call in. A lot of good calls, and I always appreciate it. CBS News is next, followed by the local news with TJ. That includes the sports and the weather. WMBS Uniontown, 3 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Michael Toscano. Iran rejects a 45-day ceasefire proposal, even as President Trump repeats his threat to open the Strait of Hormuz, or the entire country will, quote, be taken out.
So many people say, oh, well, why are you doing this way? We can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon. You know, we got regime change. We're dealing with a much different regime than before. We're dealing with different people. They're smarter. I think they're sharper and far less radical.
Trump and top national security officials shed new light on the daring rescues of 2 American airmen shot down over Iran last week. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth praised the president.
When our warriors are unleashed, as this president has allowed them to be, they are unstoppable. When American airmen were down behind enemy lines, our forces and our president did not hesitate.